Good day, everyone. Today, I'm going to be looking at another different type of programming, which is called the GIS programming. So, we're going to be starting with the introduction to GIS by installing some important tools we need for the GIS programming. So now, new life, new us, new us, new life. Everyone deserves a good life. Let us stand and prevail. We shall be one and a team. Human equilibrium will reign. We are one and we shall prevail. To attain human equilibrium is our goal. So let's get started with just introduction to GIS programming by installing Visual Studio Code, anaconda, which is also known as miniconda, and Git. So let's get started. You can see this is the page of the site of that has includes all the courses. Everything about the courses is in this geog 312.gishub.org stroke book stroke software stroke overview.html. Yeah, I'm going to put this link um at the end of my YouTube video, so when you watch my YouTube you can get the link from there. So let's start with the overview. In the overview, we have the software tools that we're going to be using, which is Miniconda or Anaconda, Visual Studio Code, Git, QGIS, and so on. So this is where we are going to be starting with. Like then the cloud computing platform, we need the Google Earth Engine, the Google Colab, Amazon SageMaker Studio Lab, Microsoft Planetary Computers, and so on and so forth. So now the rest we are going to look at them later. Let's start with installing the miniconda or anaconda. I already have mine, so if I search, I think mine should be anaconda, yes, anaconda prompt. This was the one I was able to get. So now if you want to download the miniconda, let's go to the miniconda at this page, miniconda, so that we can, so the miniconda website, let's download it from their installation. But firstly, before I even move forward, let's go back. Let me show you what a miniconda is. Miniconda is a free minimal installer for Conda. It is a small bootstrap version of Anaconda that includes only Conda Python. The packages they depend on and a small number of other useful packages, including pip, zlib, and a few others. So now if you want to install, we can download the installer in what? From the miniconda website and run the installer. So let's go to the miniconda website. So in the miniconda website, we come here and download. And we wait. During my time, when you download, it's automatically downloaded for you. But this one is saying you should put your email address. So let's put our email address. I'll be putting my email address for this particular Chrome extension I'm using. Sharif at 10 at gmail.com. Then I submit. So please check your email for the download link. So let me check my email for the download link. So I go into another environment. Then I can just come here to go to my Gmail. That's if you are using your Gmail, you log in your Chrome with this particular Gmail. So let's wait for it to. So you can see Anaconda has sent me the link. I click on the Anaconda to access the link I'm being given. So now you see this is the link. So the download now. I click on download now. So you see Anaconda installer. So I can just click on what? Download. You see it has downloaded the anaconda for me. Thank you for downloading. Finish creating your cloud. So you have already downloaded it. So that's how to download the anaconda. So you can just come here and see the anaconda for yourself for Windows. It's downloading. So you wait for it to finish downloading. So when it's finished recording downloading, it will show up this environment. Welcome to Anaconda 3 2024 10-1 10-1. So 64-bit setup will guide you through the installation of Anaconda 3. So you can see, then what you do is you click next. You agree to the terms. I agree. Just me. Then next. Yes, you want to save it in the user Anaconda 3. Yes, you can just save it there. Next. You can also add Anaconda to your path environmental variable. Okay, let's leave it. Just click install. Then you wait for it to install. Wait for it to install. So let's continue. So you see, our Anaconda has been downloaded. So we click on what? It has been completely installed. So click on next, launch Anaconda. Yes, it's finish. Click on finish. Then we wait for it to finish. So we have successfully downloaded our Anaconda or miniconda successfully. So now let's come here and search for our anaconda. I told you I initially already downloaded anaconda, so let's come here and search for anaconda. Anaconda prompt. You can see anaconda. After you have anaconda navigator, anaconda prompt. So once you have downloaded it, you have either this anaconda PowerShell. You have all this. You have together with what anaconda prompt. So you can just open it or run as administrator, anyone you feel like, and see how the environment is. So in our next video, we'll be using the anaconda prompt to generate our environments for working, especially in the aspect of Jupyter Lab. So now let's go back. You can see that how the anaconda prompt looks like. I've already activated mine. My one has been activated already. So let's go back to this place. Then I go back to my miniconda.html environment. So we are done with the installation of miniconda. So now we go miniconda or anaconda. So now enter into our Visual Studio Code to download it, because you are going to be downloading three softwares, which are Visual miniconda or anaconda, Visual Studio Code, and what Git. Also, we also do that of the Google Colab and Jupyter Lab. So now the Visual Studio Code is a free source code editor made by Microsoft for Windows. Linux, and Mac OS. Features include support for debugging, syntax highlighting, intelligent code completion, code refactoring, and embedded kit. Users can change the theme, keyboard, from so on and so forth. So now you can see important extension like Python, Jupyter, and remote development. So now let's click on the Visual Studio Code to download. I already have my Visual Studio Code, so no need for me to download again. So for us to be quick, I can just, after moving to the, you can just go to this download for Windows. I don't know why I'm having this initializing. Okay, this is the anaconda, from the anaconda we downloaded. So what you can see how the Visual Studio Code looks like. How the Visual Studio Code looks like. Wow, you can see what we have now. After downloading the anaconda, you can see it came with the anaconda navigator. So inside this anaconda navigator, we have the anaconda PowerShell prompt. We have the word anaconda prompt. So in this you can launch the anaconda prompt and also launch the Jupyter, and also launch the Visual Studio Code, anyone you wish to. So I think this is the new part of documentation that the Anaconda Navigator has. But I'm very sure once you download the Anaconda, it will come along with a prompt. But if it doesn't, once the Anaconda Navigator is being launched, you can download it from it. So let's go back. Yes. So now this is our Visual Studio Code. This is how it looks like. So now you can actually download for Windows. Download for Windows. You see it has downloaded already. So when you see the Visual Studio Code is already downloaded, so we wait for it to download. I hope you guys are understanding what we are doing over here. All these are because of we are going to dive into GIS programming, which we are going to be using Python. So, and in Python we are going to be running it in a code editor, Visual Studio Code, and the Anaconda prompt is to be able to download some Python libraries, like, so we are going to be doing that in our next video. So you can see the Visual Studio Code is downloaded already, so you can just click on it and install. Setup as dictated that Visual Studio Code is currently running. Please close all instances of it and now click OK. So okay, I have my Visual Studio Code running before. So let me just remove everything, all the Visual Studio Code I'm having. So yeah, so okay, so go back and click on it again to, so you can see how the Visual Studio Code looks like. So you accept all the agreements, then you click on next. then you click on next, you click on what, install, and you wait for it to install. So let's wait for it to install. Then after this we go for the Git. So let's wait for it while it's installed. So you see the Visual Studio code has finished installing. So we click finish, and now our Visual Studio code is ready for launching. Then you can launch your, you see the Visual Studio code has been launched. So now you can see how the Visual Studio code looks like now, right? It's because I had Visual Studio code down before. It's launched the Visual Studio Code with the folder I'm working on, the folder I'm working on presently, which is on the GIS programming. You can see the file I have here. So so now the next thing we are going to be downloading and installing is going to be the Git. So now let's go back to the GIS software code. So let's go to the Git. Now in the Git, to install the Git, you go to the Git website, you click on the Git website. But firstly, let's go back. I forgot to show you something, so that you know what the Git is all about. You can see Git is a distributed version control system that is widely used for source code management. It is designed to handle everything from small to very large projects with speed and efficiency. Git is easy to learn and has a tiny footprint with lightning fast performance. So you can just go to Git website. Then you can come here to the downloads, come down. You want to download for Windows, you can come here and click on download for Windows. So I already have Git on my system, so in order not to waste our time, you can just come here on downloads, or just download this 64-bit Git for Windows setup. You can just click on any of these and download, or click this to download for Windows. This place up here, so you can see it's downloading. So when you download, you launch it. So I already also have Git, but let's wait for it while as it downloads. So it has finished downloading. What we'll do is we'll go to the Git, click on it, then you wait for it to respond. So you can see, do you want to allow this app to make changes? Here you click on what, yes, Git for Windows. Then you see the Git is available. Then you install, then you wait while it installs. So as you can see, we have completely installed the Git batch. So we'll finish. and wait for it to launch. You can see how the Git bash looks like. So with this you can be able to run Git control, sorry, version control. We call it version control. That is taking committing your work to your Git repository and so on and so forth. So you need to have a Git repository, a GitHub, sorry, account. So you can actually end it. Now we've downloaded everything we need. We've downloaded the anaconda, which is also known as the miniconda. We have downloaded the Visual Studio Code, which is our coding environment, and now we've downloaded the Git, which is a fast version control, which is used for fast version control. So thank you very much. In our next video, we kickstart the moment of using the anaconda to install our Python libraries that we'll be using doing our GIS programming with Python. Thank you very much and have a good day. Bye.